This is the Barnacle Podcast. I'm your host, Robin. This week on the Barnacle, Angel MH reports on the history of a common domesticated bird, the cockatiel, and Joaquin P. reports on lost pets, Oklahoma. These stories and more. But first, June horoscopes. Aries, try to let loose and have fun this month. Don't get too caught up in work or projects. Taurus, think extra hard about what you want to accomplish this month, Taurus. Listen to yourself, not the people around you. Gemini, happy Gemini season. This month, embrace your natural energy and go with the flow. Cancer, chill out a little this month. You might have been working really hard going into the summer, and now's the time to relax. Leo, embrace your natural fire this month and find the time to start a new hobby. Try something physical like hiking, yoga, or swimming. Virgo, follow your heart this month. While you might be used to changing your mind a lot, try to go with your gut and not second guess yourself. Libra, slow it down this month. You've been working really hard recently and you deserve a break. Scorpio, with courage, hard work, and a little bit of luck, you can accomplish anything. Don't hesitate this month. Whatever it is, go for it. Sagittarius, stay grounded this month. It's good to have hopes and dreams, but don't forget that you have to work to make those a reality. Capricorn, the sky is the limit, Capricorn. Shoot for the moon this month. While you're usually very grounded, this is your time to set big goals and achieve them. Aquarius, this is the month for some serious changes, Aquarius. You might be stuck in a rut. Try something new. Pisces, spend some time with your friends this month. It's a good time to strengthen your bond and even make new friends. And now, news headlines. Last month, NASA astronaut Jessica Watkins made history as she blasted off on a SpaceX rocket. Dr. Watkins is the first Black woman to serve on a long-term mission to the International Space Station. People in Bangladesh and India face serious flooding caused by early heavy rains. The floods have covered roads, bridges, and entire villages. Millions of people have been left isolated by the floodwaters. Scientists at the University of Florida have grown plants in soil that came from the moon. The plants didn't grow as well as those grown in dirt from Earth, but the experiment marks an important step towards growing plants on the moon. Students in a Northern California middle school staged a walkout to protest gun violence. Pleasantown Middle School students around the same age as those who died last month in the Uvalde, Texas shooting walked out of class last Tuesday morning to urge change in gun laws. While the protest lasted only 10 minutes, the students believe they made a powerful statement. New research shows that bees can even be trained to tell the difference between odd and even numbers. Before this, humans were the only animals known to have this ability. Researchers have discovered that through special dances, bees can tell each other how far away food is and in what direction. They can count up to 4. And recently, scientists have shown that bees have even greater math abilities than they imagined. In student news, 1826LA student asks whether or not cockatiels are adorable. If they're not cute to you, then you are in the right place. Angel MH reports on how some things about cockatiels are more interesting than you think.
Fun fact, cockatiels are very fun to have as pets. There are also more than 52 species of cockatiels. Male cockatiels make better whistlers than females. Little background story, you can sense a cockatiel's mood by its crest. Who discovered cockatiels was James Cook. Where cockatiels come from is Australia. Cockatiels are native to Australia, where they are always close to water. Largely nomadic, the species will move where food and water is available for them. They are typically seen in small flocks or pairs. Sometimes hundreds of these birds will flock around a single body of water. Before purchasing a cocktail, you should consider the following questions and include anyone else who lives with you in the discussion.
Ned, what do you think about cockatiels?
I don't know that much about cockatiels. Can you tell me a little about them?
Their cocktails are a bird that you have as a pet that are like friendly, and sometimes a person that it doesn't know could attack it. They migrate in the winter and the spring.
Wow, that's really interesting. I didn't know that at all.
How many species of cocktails do you think there are?
I'm gonna guess 22.
There are 9 species of cockatiels.
9. Oh, wow, that's really interesting. Wow, I didn't know that. So then if they migrate, that's a long way to come. Australia's far away. I think that maybe they live for
10 to 14 years
uh,
lifespan.
10 to 14 years.
How do you think cocktails got their name?
Is it because that sounds like the sound that they make?
How cocktail got their name is from a characteristic call, which is a bit like teal. The bird was it was like it was named between the cockatoo, which is an Indonesian word for cockatoo, and galu, which is translated to cock and head.
Well, that's another really interesting fact, Angel.
Yeah.
I am Angel M. Bay, reporting for the Barnacles from Los Angeles, California.
In other news, Joaquin P. reports how people deal with lost pets and racism in their neighborhood. There are many ways to avoid these factors in order to create a safe space for everyone.
Everyone has different experiences. Hannah from Oklahoma talks about her experience with lost pets in her neighborhood.
I have found a couple of dogs. I used to live in Oklahoma, and so there were a lot of stray animals around there. And so a couple of times I found like dogs that didn't have a collar, but most people wouldn't put up missing posters. So I just would like take them to the animal shelter.
Hannah talks about how if people can't take care of their pets or animals, a shelter is the best place for this animal to go.
I think for a lot of those animals, it's the best option because if someone can't keep their pet for whatever reason, it's better for that animal to have somewhere to go than to end up on the street.
Loads of scary things can happen around your neighborhood, and there's a lot of stuff you can do to keep your home and things safe. Hannah talks about how her mom's car was broken into, and a few things like CDs were broken in, and how they either forgot to lock the door or someone shattered the window.
Back in Seattle, people have broken into my mom's minivan a couple of times and taken like CDs. One time the back windshield got shattered, and then another time my sister left the door unlocked and it was opened and the car was gone through.
Racism can happen anywhere, everywhere in your neighborhood. Hannah talks about her experience with racism and how it's important to stop racism.
I think that racism is a problem in every area, but it looks different depending on where you are. So, for instance, when I lived in Oklahoma, it was a lot more overt. People were less ashamed of expressing their racist ideas. Like Los Angeles or Seattle, which are both much more liberal than Oklahoma, it looks more like microaggressions than it does overt like acts of racism most of the time. Obviously, both exist in both places, switched around, but like it's like the majority of what you see is different in different places.
Dogs and cats are lost every day, and Hannah talks about how if there was a reward wanted for the missing dog, she would not take it because she feels like as long as the dog's with its family safe, that's all she needs.
I think I would try to say no because I think that if I just found their animal and gave it back to them, the reward is more so to like, I think incentivize people to keep an eye out for that animal or look for that animal. But if I just found it and gave it back to them, I don't really think I need money to say thank you for that. I think just getting to give the animal and being at the animal with their family is enough of a reward for me.
This happens to people every day in your area, like racism and lost pets, and you can do something to stay safe by looking around and locking doors to make sure everything is secure and having a decent amount of security. On the Barnacle News broadcast. I'm Joaquin P. reporting from LA.
One early Saturday in March, just after midnight, the notorious P-22, a 12-year-old mountain lion, was seen roaming through Silver Lake once again. Barnacle reporter Sophie did an interview with a local East Side resident about this notorious LA cougar.
How do you feel about P-22 walking around our neighborhood at night?
It's very dangerous, and it would be nice if they could catch him and relocate him to the Santa Monica Mountains.
How do you feel about all the police activity in our neighborhood?
I wish that there wasn't crime, but there's desperate times right now, and people they just need help.
How do you feel about all the lost pets in our neighborhood? And all the lost signs?
Oh, I feel bad for the pets. I really feel bad. I hope they find their way home, or somebody helps them find their way home.
What if they don't relocate P-22?
Oh, we have to stay we have to be cautious, and we have to try to be very safe.
Okay.
So that we don't get attacked by a mountain lion. That would be really scary.
What if the police leave their patrol?
Oh, it's going to be very dangerous in the community. That is not a good idea.
What if the pets are found and get returned to their house or their homes?
I'm so happy for them.
Okay.
And that does it for our newscast this week. Special thanks to our workshop coordinator, our teaching artist, our intern, and most of all, our volunteers. This workshop would not be possible without the generous help of those who give their time to 826LA to help advance the education of our students. Thanks to our funders. This project was made possible in parts by grants from the City of Los Angeles Department of Cultural Affairs. To sign up your child for an 826LA workshop, please visit 826la.org/programs/workshops. For the Barnacle Podcast, I'm Robin. Thanks for listening.